Hey, what's going on, guys? Rex the Rebel here. Today we're going to be talking about two things. The first one is the review of Birds of Prey, and the second part is going to be about The Hunt. Now, I've made a video about The Hunt before. The Hunt is the movie which was canceled by conservatives a few months ago in 2019 because they deemed that it was divisive and demonized conservatives. And now it's being republished. I don't know. It's being put back out for people to see in theaters. So hopefully it won't get banned again. I wanted to see it before. I want to see it now too. But we're going to talk more about that film in a little while. So first we're going to talk about Birds of Prey. I saw Birds of Prey, I think, the weekend it came out. There's some mixed reviews with the film. The main one seems to be that it did well for people who watched it, but not a lot of people watched it. And I think the reason why a lot of people didn't watch it was because it was poorly marketed. And there are sirens coming. Every time I do this, every time, something happens. There's a loud car, or there's sirens or something. I understand somebody might be dying, but it's just very inconvenient. Your death, your burning house is an inconvenience to my video. All right. So, Birds of Prey. Jesus Christ. Every fucking time. And now a motorcycle's going by. God, Jesus. Birds of Prey. And the emancipation of one Harley Quinn, as I think what the rest of the title is called. But they're actually changing the title to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, at least for like marketing purposes, because the marketing was terrible, and that's why they didn't get a lot of people come to see the film opening night or anything. That's why they don't have a big box office right now. It's because I forgot that the movie was coming out until I saw a commercial on YouTube that said that it was out, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot the movie. Oh, I'll go watch it. So I went to go see it, and it was pretty good. It wasn't great. There was a lot of flops in it, and I think the one thing I'll say that I think is a bit of an annoyance is the criticism that it was too feminist or whatever, because girl power. We've seen girl power movies before. People didn't complain. I don't care that it was girl power. I don't give a shit. It was okay. I don't think that they necessarily made it to where men bad, girls good. Yeah, I didn't get that from the film. I just got that the bad guys in the film were established DC villains who were villains. I mean, Victor Zsasz was in the film, which I thought was really cool. I didn't know that Zsasz was going to be in the film. Victor Zsasz is a serial killer, and every time he kills someone, he etches like a scar on his body somewhere to remember that was a kill that he did. He's a bad guy. He doesn't have any powers. He's just a psychotic freak. And then there is the Black Mask. And as a fan of Black Mask, I can say I wasn't very happy with the fact that there was basically no Black Mask. Okay? Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, was Black Mask, which I thought was weird to see him as Black Mask. I don't really see him as a Black Mask. But he did a good job of playing the character. It's just he didn't do a good job of playing Black Mask. That wasn't Black Mask. They made Black Mask this whiny, spoiled, kind of incapable of doing anything himself kind of villain. That's not Black Mask. That's not Black Mask. Now, Black Mask isn't exactly the greatest businessman, although he's gotten better over the years. But his whole thing was that he was pretty psychotic. He was damaged. He was angry, impatient. And there's a difference between the Black Mask that we see in the comics and the Black Mask that we saw on Birds of Prey. And then Ewan McGregor's character was only Black Mask for like 2 minutes. He never did anything. He never really attacked anyone. I mean, he like backhanded Harley Quinn after she was tied up in a chair after being kidnapped by Zaz. I he didn't do anything. He wasn't Black Mask. He did not perform the duties that I felt would have come along with playing his character. The cutting off faces thing, that's, I don't remember Black Mask having any interest in cutting faces. If anything, that would be a Zaz thing. So I don't know. I'm disappointed with what they did with his character. But Ewan McGregor being Ewan McGregor, hello there. He did a pretty good job. The next part that I have to say that didn't really make any sense was Cassandra Cain, who was a preteen orphan living in New York, who could speak perfect English, and she didn't know martial arts. Who is that? What character is that? Because I don't know about you guys, but I happen to be a pretty big fan of Cassandra Cain. She's my favorite Batgirl. Yes, I know not too many people say that, but she's my favorite Batgirl, okay? Her whole backstory is that she's the daughter of Lady Shiva, and she is mute from birth, right? People who, how she was raised, somebody's trying to call me, how she was raised was that she was taught to read body language instead of actually speak an actual language. So, okay, there's a wasp. All right then. Her whole thing was that she was taught how to read body language, but not how to speak language. She couldn't speak until Batman taught her. She was mute, so she was never properly educated on how to articulate words and to speak, like I'm speaking into this video right now. She's a master martial artist because she can read body language, and so she's one of the greatest martial artists aside from her mom and aside from, Batman and Deathstroke. And she's beaten Deathstroke before, which is, I find that a little bit silly, but whatever. He beat him. She beat him, and then he beat her, and then it's kind of like a tie in the comics anyway. But she's a completely different character in the movie than she is in the comics. And I understand some artistic liberties changing her a little bit, but completely changing her character, making her a preteen, making her, I mean, of course she was a preteen in the comics, but at that point she was, she couldn't speak, and she was a serial killer. Essentially, she was an assassin, trained to be one. And then she met Bruce, and I think she was like 15 when she met Bruce. I can't remember how old she was. But, and then he realized that she couldn't speak, and then he was like, her whole life has been being raised and trained to kill rather than communicate with people through language. So that wasn't her at all. I don't know why she was a pickpocket. I don't know who Cassandra Cain was in this movie. I don't know what the purpose of her was. Why not just have a completely different character play Cassandra? Why not have Cassandra Cain? Why not have a completely different character and just have Cassandra Cain be another Birds of Prey that shows up where she's actually Cassandra frickin' Cain, the badass that everybody knows. I don't know why they did that to her character, and it was very disappointing, confusing the entire film. There was no alluding to her ever being Cassandra Cain from the comics. Harley Quinn can't teach her how to be Batgirl. I don't understand. And Batman in that universe is getting pretty old. By the way, is that universe done now? Are they not going to do any more of those DC films based off that universe? Because what's his name's gone. What's his name? The dude, Affleck. He's gone. Superman said he would do it again, but no one really wants to see him in the fucking Superman movie. And Aquaman has their problem with Amber Heard. Nobody likes her anymore because she lied about Johnny Depp. I'm not even going to go into that shit. Ugh. So, anyway, that was my take on Birds of Prey. It was not the feminist shithole that everyone says that it was. It did not fail because it was fronted by all women. That's not why it failed. It failed because of bad marketing. And that's about it. And also the name. It's a lame name. It's a long name. and it's just no one was interested. No one knows who the Birds of Prey is. The only reason why people went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy is because it's a Marvel film, and Marvel films did nothing but exceed expectations every step of the way. And the way that they marketed Guardians of the Galaxy was great. And now you got a bunch of posers running around saying, "Oh, I've always read the Guardians of the Galaxy comics. I knew who they were." No, you didn't. No, you did not. I didn't even know who they were, and I read comics all the fucking time. So no. I mean, maybe a few people knew who Guardians of the Galaxies was. A few people knew who Guardians of the Galaxies was. What am I trying to say? God damn it. A few people probably knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. Third time's a charm, ladies and gentlemen. Before the movie came out. But I did not. And I am a comic book fan. But Birds of Prey just didn't have that same power. It didn't have that same backing. They didn't campaign it properly. Kind of like Joe Biden. He's not very good at campaigning either. You should vote for somebody else. Okay, we're going to do that, Joe. But, you fatty. On to the hunt. Now, the video that I made about the hunt was, I can't remember when, I think it was August, sometime between August and October of last year. This film was similar to The Most Dangerous Game, where you have a bunch of people are being hunted by other people as like the ultimate prize. Because hunting animals has become boring, so let's just hunt people because they're more intuitive. And this was about the elites hunting down deplorables. And of course, Hillary Clinton used the word basket of deplorables when she was on the campaign in 2016 talking about half of Trump supporters. Now, I don't necessarily know what's wrong about that. I would say that half... Now, I'm not a Hillary Clinton fan. Fuck Hillary Clinton. She belongs in jail. Because you'd be in jail. Which, by the way, Trump, you didn't keep that promise. She's not in jail. And if anything, I'd actually want you to keep that promise. But I would say that half of Trump supporters are probably deplorables. The other half are just misinformed. You know, there are people who wanted the economy to do better for themselves. They wanted the country to do better, and they heard this guy who was charismatic and very good at speaking to people, even though he's not very intelligent. He is very good and very intelligent at manipulating and convincing people that he's going to do, well, everything. And that's pretty much what he just said. Well, how are you going to do it? We're just going to do it. Believe it. It's going to be bigly. I mean, that's essentially what he did. He didn't actually ever say, whenever somebody said, "How will you do it, Trump?" He just said, "We'll do it. Believe me. Believe it." And it worked. Now he's president. But he's not. And all of these people who still follow the Trump train, those people are lost. Those people don't have a mind of their own. And of course, those same people would say, "Oh, you're a never Trumper. You think you don't have a mind of your own too. You just listen to MSNBC." I don't like MSNBC. Nobody likes MSNBC. Not even MSNBC likes MSNBC. That lady was just, she was an old lady, but she said that she voted for Bernie simply because MSNBC, who she admitted to watching all the time, just kept hitting hard after so long on Bernie that she was just like, "Yeah, this is ridiculous. You're hitting him way too much, and a lot of the stuff you're hitting him with is stupid. I'm going to vote for Bernie just to spite you." So she did. So even people who like MSNBC don't like what MSNBC is doing. But I think that the whole thing about this movie is that it's a sign of how hypocritical conservatives are. Conservatives love to complain about censorship. They love to complain about how the liberals and the left are so full of anti-expression and anti-American sentiments, like they're against free speech and freedom of expression. And yet, what happened? A movie was canceled by the President of the United States of America. That's what happened. The most powerful man in the world, the conservative President of the United States, canceled a film. They complain about divisiveness, but then they ban a movie. They complain about censorship, but then they ban a film for the public to see, preventing creativity and art to be distributed to the public. That's not very freedom of expression to me. That's not freedom of expression, that's censorship. That's authoritarianism, which these people claim to be against. Now, of course, they're a bunch of fucking hypocrites, and I know that, and you watching this probably know that, unless you're a deluded Trump supporter, in which case you're too far up your own ass to know whether the difference is. But these people are so, they are not self-aware at all. I try to be. I have my faults. I'm a flawed human being, but I try to be consistent. And these people are not consistent at all. They don't have a consistent bone in their body. Even their veins aren't consistent. It's probably why they're so stupid. Their veins are not connected right, and so they're not getting good brain signals. I have no idea if that's how neurology works. But the Hunt is back on track to go out in the theaters, and the trailer is completely different. It looks completely different. Even though they said they haven't changed any scenes of the film, it's the exact same one. But what they showed in the trailer was essentially this conservative victim complex. And that's what conservatives they love to be the victim, right? They love to complain that the left is always whining and bitching, complaining and moaning about how they're oppressed. Conservative ideology, their entire ideology is they are oppressed, the liberals are after them. We need to stop them. We need to stop them! They're terrible! They're destroying our values! And some of that might be true. There are some values which liberals may support that I don't. But still, that's the victim complex that conservatives have. The liberals, man, the liberals, the libs, we gotta destroy the libs, yeah, own them ass, yeah, the libs will die, yeah, put them in the gulag since they love communism so much. These people, I don't know what to do with these people. I don't know what to do. But they still cannot seem to understand that they want to ban a film, which they've already banned once, even though they're supposed to be for self-expression. They're supposed to be against censorship. And then also, this movie treats the liberal elites, which they hate, and which I hate as well, by the way, are somehow the good guys in this film, even though literally the whole point of the film is that the evil liberal elites are chasing after the good old rednecks, the deplorables living in the woods who are actually these innocent, simple, wonderful human beings. They're just trying to do their lives, man. They're just trying to do their wives or do their lives. I don't know what I just said there. They're just trying to live their lives, do their thing, you know? That's it. That's all they're doing. Nothing else. They're not shady. They're just innocent victims of the liberal elites. That's the film. And yet they still get angry. They're still triggered by the fact that the villain of the film, the liberal elites, are trying to go after them, the heroes, the protagonists of the film, conservatives, deplorables. And they still somehow twist that into a way that they are somehow oppressed. If anything, it's making them look innocent, which they are not. Most people are not innocent, by the way, regardless of ideological belief. I just don't know what to do, man. There's not much that we can try to get into the mind of these people, because their mind is, you know what? If these people want to build a wall, they should be able to build a wall that's very similar to their minds, because that's where the wall is being able to take in ideas. So if they want to build a wall on the border, they should probably just use their own psychology, because their minds, that's where the wall is. Did you hear that the wall got knocked down by winds? Now, I understand that's probably because it hadn't been laid in, the foundations hadn't been laid in all the way yet. But still, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I'm going to try to make more videos on a more consistent basis, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. My voice just cracked. God damn it, I'm 24, my voice just cracked. I love y'all. Peace, love, fuck Trump. I don't know. Bernie, 2020. Sorry, Yang. I'm sorry that you had to bail. I liked you. I wanted to vote for you. But that's a whole nother video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Peace.